Hello and welcome to the Survivor's Corner podcast. I'm Kirk. So if you can't tell, Jitwire is unfortunately talking to us on her phone again. Things are a little more delayed, and we'll go into that. First of all, let's say hi to the people here in chat, and then I'll let her give you a kind of an update what's going on in her world. So, hello to Castle, hello to Toasty Bits, to Old Man Spiker, ST Nyland. Moving down here, I'll be the one. That's so far who's chatted thus far. So, thank you all for taking the time to come join us on this Sunday. Before I turn this over, hello, Wandering Firekeeper. Hello, David F. Hello. First of all, apologize for last week's show not being on. We had to cancel kind of at the last minute, and there's going to be some changes to scheduling and what have you. But I'll go over all of that towards the end of the show because it's going to take a minute for me to talk about it, and so I don't want to get into that right just yet. But anyway, let Jitwire, who hasn't had a chance to talk in months. Oop, hang on. They can't hear you. Wait a second. I'm checking. I don't know why they can't hear you. You're not? Everything is set up. I don't understand why they can't hear you. Hang on, let me try one other thing here. I'm gonna I'll put you back in the chair here. Hang on a sec.
Okay.
Say something now. Let's see if everybody can hear you.
Can everyone hear me now? Can Jitwire be heard? Yay!
Okay. Well, all right.
Amazing.
We'll leave you there. I don't know why the other one's not working, but I just moved you into a different chair.
Awesome.
So we'll go with it.
Yeah. Hey, Bacon. Hey, the Lungbark. Welcome in. So as I was saying, I am calling it in today from my phone again. And just to give everyone a bit of an update, I am still in the process of this move. It's taking much longer than I thought I would. There are a lot more repairs to the house and issues I'm running into as I'm going, which is obviously putting me back. So it's not as simple as like, hey, let's hang some drywall and let's put down some flooring. There's been a lot of major issues, so just trying to go through things as they crop up. I'm almost done with the big part, so then I can actually start moving. So I'm hopeful. I'm not really willing to give a timeline yet, like I said, just because there's been so many issues that have cropped up. And I'm not sure if there's going to be more or not, so that's kind of where I am.
Everything like that always takes like 10 times longer than you think. So
Yes, exactly. Yeah, no, I was like, I'm going to go in and I'm going to bust this out in a month. And no, just no. Because it's been everything from like the well to major issues like trying to hang drywall and redoing some studs and things like that. Like it's been a lot.
Well, and then the two, I think if you're saying you've been doing a lot of this by yourself because obviously
Yeah.
your other family members are working and you've had
Yeah.
to replace some major appliance issues that go
Yes.
with the house too. So,
Yeah, it's just me. And my mom is trying to help too, but my mom goes and tries to do something else, and then she needs help. So it's like I'm juggling, trying to get everything done I need to do, plus helping my mom with the stuff she's trying to do. So
to-
it's been
Toasty Bit said that safe house customization seems to be bugged for you.
yes, it absolutely is. It is totally bugged for me right now. And Wandering Firekeeper is saying, as a homeowner, I know every issue you try and tackle in a house always crops up with more issues you didn't know about. Exactly. And that's what I'm running into. It's like, yeah, I go to do one thing and I'm like, this is going to be simple. I'm just going to hang some drywall here. And then it's like, no, Jitwire, you have to change the studs in the back are rotten and they need pulled out. And
And then you got to do this, and then you got to do that.
and then
Hello,
you got to do
Faye.
this and then you got to do that. Yeah. Hey, Faye, welcome in. And no worries about being late. We're here. Come in anytime.
So anyway,
So-
we didn't really pick a theme for the show like we had in the past. And
Yeah.
again, I'll go into the details of that later in the show, which is going to explain a lot of what's going on behind the scenes. But there was a couple of things that I did want to talk about just recently, and I was going to bring this up last week had we not canceled, but Raphael had released two screenshots of Black Frost, and I posted them up on our Discord. So if you're not familiar with them, you go to our Discord, they're there. But they're both really nice pictures because they're not showing the town so much, but the outskirts. So I know that we've been talking a little bit about, like how big is the map, or is it going to be all condensed down to this town? And the two pictures they show look like they're more in the outskirts. They're more out of town areas. One of them is a picture in the snow, and there's a set of railroad tracks, and then there's like a siding and like some kind of loading deal for trains and what have you. And then the second one is just kind of maybe a little further down. It looks like there may be like a railroad bridge and a small river or stream, and it's during the daytime and stuff. So really cool pictures in that. Toasty Bits saying also some interesting comments he made on some of the Black Forest Reddit posts. Posted them in the community Discord for Black Frost channel. Okay. And then I was also going to say I've been kind of paying attention to the forums, and in the forums at on the Black Frost screenshots, someone was asking about the fact that there were train cars and stuff in the background, and alluding to like the scene where we show the girl brandishing the torch in around the trains. Would it be possible to climb up on the trains or anything else that had steps and ladders? And Raphael replied that, yeah, it will be possible to climb on things in Black Frost, much more so than TLD. So a little bit of an interesting item that he threw out there.
You mean we can lift our feet more than an inch off the ground?
Apparently so. And it was funny because my son came in and was talking to me about it just before the show, and I made the comment of, wouldn't it be interesting? Okay, so now they've given you this ability to climb. Okay, so let's say you can climb inside of a rail car or up on top of a locomotive while wolves are chasing you. Let's call them timber wolves, for lack of a better term. But now, because of a change in the game, let's say the timber wolves aren't just fixed on where your feet are. They're more fixed on you. So now the timber wolves don't disappear and walk away just because you climbed up on the rail car. They're now surrounding the rail car, and they've got you trapped. So you may have climbed out of harm's way, but are you truly safe? Have you just imprisoned yourself?
So, that'll be amazing.
That would be an interesting idea. I don't know if that's all. This is just speculation. All of this is just talk. Yeah. But once he said that, I thought that was quite an interesting comment. And I haven't seen all the Reddit stuff. Reddit confuses me, Toasty. I need a little refresher course. Maybe you can walk me through how to read through that. I have it on my phone, and I get lost with it really quickly. But yeah, that's definitely something I watch. I watch what goes on in the Hinterland forums, and I also kind of watch some of the stuff on Blue Sky when he's talking about things that have to do with Black Frost and that, just so that we can keep up with news and that for the show, and all that stuff. So
Yep. And Faye is saying, as long as there's no zombies, I'm cool with it.
yeah, I don't think we have a problem with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
In fact, if things would have been better for Jitwire and I as far as logistics and what have you, Raphael did a I don't remember what it was, like a Gamescom or some kind of symposium where he was talking about gaming in general, and he did like an hour-long presentation. And one of the comments he made during the presentation was the creation of The Long Dark was based on him playing Fallout 3 and asking himself if he could develop an apocalyptic game without combat. So I think that little comment he made on there was definitely something to... It was kind of a mic drop moment for me. I was like, oh, this makes so much sense now. So I don't know that we're going to have... I mean, obviously, we don't know anything until it hits the floor. Yeah. But I have high hopes that we won't have to deal with anything like that.
Same here. Really hoping for it. I mean, honestly, I know some people are kind of like frightened of how the game might change, but I don't know. I kind of care about the soul. As long as the soul's still there and it's still intact, I think it would be really interesting to have different versions of it and different takes and different mechanics and all of that. So really want to see like the rest of the world too, because that is something I wonder while wandering around Great Bear. I wonder because this catastrophe, the first flare, it's global. So I've always wondered, what's going on off of the island. So I think it'll be really interesting to see that.
Yeah, and the game being based a year afterwards, so a lot of this is settled in. I'm sure that there were a lot, massive loss of life across the board.
Yeah, massive loss of life, massive exodus of cities, government breaking down, factions forming. So, I mean, they can go a lot of different ways with it.
Yeah. So very optimistic.
Yeah. I'll be the one. His message was removed. I don't know why, but he was asking if we thought there would be a dev diary soon. And I don't know. It's kind of hard to guess and gauge those things. Essentially just gotta kind of wait. I mean, I haven't heard anything in social media or anything about stuff coming soon or anything like that. So hopefully soon, because episode 5 is supposed to be out sometime before the end of the year. And we are we're in Q4 now, right? Yeah.
Well, almost.
We're in Q4 now. Almost October.
Couple of days. But yeah, basically, and this is something else I've read from the forums that have to do with that as far as updates are. It's like he doesn't like to do those dev diaries unless there's something substantial to say. So that part of it, I think, says a lot. The other thing that was in that symposium recording that I was talking about earlier was that they have 75 people that work at Hinterland. So that if that tells you anything, like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, everybody's working on episode 5 and nobody's doing anything else. And I would disagree with that. They've got a team working on Black Frost. They've got a team of people working on episode 5. They probably have some people that are working on the PS5 ports and stuff. People that are specialized in doing those types of things. So with 75 people, I would say there's people working in a lot of different areas in that. So
yeah, agreed. And Wandering Firekeeper is saying, I'm reading Rap's comments on the forum now, and he's saying they're not doing a dev diary until they have something to share, and now they're not ready to share.
Yeah, so, that's what I was referring to. So When we get
And
one, we
yeah,
get one.
yep. And Elder, essentially, the only news we have about episode 5 is what we were told in the beginning of the year, that they were pushing it back to the end of the year, and that's the last we've heard. We've heard it's going to be super ambitious. It's going to be probably the longest episode there is, but other than that, yeah, it'll be the end of the year. And Toasty Bits is commenting, and yeah, thanks for pointing that out. They said their Wintermute team is much bigger than the Black Frost team in the last Dev Diary, and yeah, that makes sense because they have urgency right now to finish this game, but they still need to be moving forward with Black Frost as well. So it makes sense to kind of parse it out like that at the moment, at least to me.
And I would think it's similar to what I've mentioned before, and Toasty would probably be able to back this up because I know he's been in the gaming industry. I think if I recognize some of the stuff he's been doing, but you don't have all of your people working on specific project at the same time. The people that are working on Black Frost are probably the world builders, the guys that are building the maps and doing all the texturing and all that stuff.
Yep.
Somebody else will come in later and put in details and the triggers and all the NPC stuff. So all of those people are probably working on Wintermute, whereas the map guys are all working on Black Frost and stuff. In a sense, could be a little different than that, but something similar to that. So you have dedicated people doing different types of jobs and doing different aspects of each job and what have you. So
Exactly.
it'd be the same as building a house. You don't have the electrician come in before somebody's come and framed it yet. So, you got to have the framer come in and lay the groundwork, and then the electricians come in, and then the plumbers come in, and, you got to build it in stages. So if you think about it from a house perspective, they've got people doing framing while the rest of them are working on another deal. So
Yeah.
probably very similar.
Exactly.
Hello,
Hey,
Piccolo.
Piccolo. Yeah, no issues. Glad to have you here. Toasty canned.
Easy, Toasty, easy.
Easy.
There were some other comments too on the forums, and I've got them up here, and I thought I would share them. Raphael made a comment here that he said that that Red Dead Redemption 2 is still one of the best looking games ever made. And I think that you can see that our work at Hinterland tends to be more about achieving interesting stylization versus the win the graphics arms race.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I thought that was an interesting comment because, him talking about Fallout 3, talking about Red Dead Redemption, although I have yet to play this, I've got it, I haven't turned it on yet. But all of you that have played it, you can play the stories or you can wander around. And I still think that where Black Frost is going is to do that.
I agree.
I still think we're going to have like story and that all mixed into one. And then the last thing I wanted to share is he's welcoming a new person to the forums, and he said, thanks for the feedback on beachcombing. He goes, this is one of many, in quotation marks, of tuning things that we'll be looking at once episode 5 is behind us. So,
Okay, cool.
so they know that beachcombing is very OP right now. And there are lots of bugs and there's lots of things, and I think they're just telling us to live with it. And once they get done with episode 5, they'll start working on that stuff. So
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm excited about. I'm excited for like the additional customization, and it would be nice to be able to turn fishing on or off. Quite honestly, that would be cool because I know sometimes it's even if you set all the animals off, like for Dev World, sometimes go ahead and put it in the jar. but sometimes you'll still get fish, and then sometimes on my Grim Looper run, sometimes there's fish and sometimes there's no fish. Hard to
Yeah,
tell.
it would be nice. It would be nice to. Yeah, and those are definitely things that we're looking forward to. The customizations and being able to do that. Obviously, when they start supporting the mods that are out there and stuff like
Yep.
that, that'll be fun and everything.
Yep.
But that's all I really had on the Black Frost front. I know I wanted to talk about that. Also, if you're not aware of it, Toasty Bits just released a really nice video about Black Frost, and I was going to tie that all together with these pictures and what have you. So if you want to know a little more about what is going on that front, go over to Toasty Bits channel. I think it came out like 2 days ago, right, Toasty? Like, I think that's what I saw. It was a very good video. It has some opinion and speculation that we all know Toasty's good for, but it was very well put together, and it does give kind of an idea of what we think. And this is the same thing with these posts and stuff. You're kind of reading between the lines, and we don't know what we're going to get until we get it, but you can kind of see a path kind of laying out. So we may get it and go, oh, okay, well, yeah, this is kind of what we thought. Oh, this has nothing to do with what we thought.
Cougar. Both times.
He put it together on a dying laptop and Mexican Wi-Fi, so I'm assuming that was a double-edged sword there.
Yeah.
But if you haven't seen it, go watch it. Do all the good stuff. Give the likes and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of good info in there. Really, really worth watching.
Yep. Go check it out. Leave a like. Leave a comment.
Do all the good stuff.
All the good stuff.
And you'll forgive me that like I said, we didn't really plan much of a show, and again, I'll explain all that a little bit later. So I'm a little lost for what to talk about beyond that.
So I'll take it up. Are there any? I mean, I've been kind of out of it for a while, so I know about the pill popping pilgrim, and then Pickle Lil. I know you made the hand luggage challenge, but are there any other new challenges that have come out in the community that anyone's seen or thought looked interesting or anything like that?
There was some kind of wolf one that I noticed somebody was playing, and there's been a resurgence of I know that Archimedes and several others. I'm going to be at Blades. I can't think of everybody else. They're all playing the Outer Nogoa run right now. They're doing all that right now. Also, it probably should mention too, because you mentioned challenges and stuff. Pickle posted this on our Discord, but it looks like Chef Maria and Big Fish, which are both Twitch streamers, have put together an actual website that's dedicated to challenges and codes and what have you.
And leaderboards
if you want,
stuff,
yeah. So that's really interesting. I haven't reached out to them yet, but we hope that we might be able to talk to them and they could come on and talk to us about that website and where they got the idea and all that. So we'd like to reach out to them for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Toasty says his current challenge is to stay cool under this heat. And my friend, it is come back to the long dark.
Yep.
It's the heat I live with all my life, buddy.
Yeah.
It's all kinds of fun. I can't complain. We've actually had a really good summer here in Arizona. We usually have some very blistering summers, and this summer was actually forgiving. So.
Oh, that's nice.
We didn't get the 37 days in a row of 115 plus and things like that. We had some hot days, and we had some days that it cooled off and stuff like that. So it was much more tolerable than normal. So taking that as a win, and now that we're getting close to October, we're getting into our second season, which is not summer, which is basically what we have here. Summer and not summer. I'm missing something here, Toasty. What are you talking about? Oh, fish. Stars challenge? I'm sorry. Did I miss something? He said something about Stars challenge. He forgot what its name, but I don't see what he. Someone had a challenge to start Timberwolf Mountain, travel to the camera, then summit and get an aurora picture. Okay.
So it's like you start at Timberwolf Mountain, you go get the camera, and then come back to Timberwolf Mountain?
That's what it sounds like. Is that what this? Is that what the challenge is? That you start in Timberwolf Mountain, go get the camera, and then go back and take a picture at the top of the summit? That's a
long walk.
Yeah, it is. Isn't there an achievement for that? Something like that? You start in Desolation Point and you get it, and once you get to the weather station or whatever, I think there's an achievement for that. I thought about doing that as a stream. I thought that might be good.
Yeah.
Oh, with Eternal Night too. Oh, that would be fun.
Oh. That'd be rough.
Yeah. It's been hard to keep up with everybody.
Yeah.
That's why I was excited about the website, because it would be able to do that. What's Piccolo saying? Sorry, slightly behind the stream, but Maria's tournament starts at the end of the month. What tournament? Tournament? I cannot play that word.
Tournament.
What tournament? There's also a new one to collect all the stems and put one in each bunker. That's an interesting one. The tourney is the hunted one. Okay. And then Castle is telling me that it's the ends of the earth. Okay. Where you go to DP to Sundered Pass in one game.
Oops.
One single setting. That's just a lot of walking. You could probably do that for like easy. That's just. I think that'd be simple. You still with me, Jitwire? I can hear.
Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah, I had my phone plugged in to charge it, and it doesn't look like it's charging now. So I'm trying to.
No, I heard some stuff, and I thought I might have lost you. I want to make sure you're okay.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to make sure I can stay. Oh man.
She'll be really excited to have her computer set up soon. I can already.
Oh my
tell.
gosh. Yes. Yes.
You're fist fighting the drywall, according to Toasty.
Yes, I am. I mean, I would be excited just to sit down and play a game at this point. Like, it's been like I haven't played anything long, dark, and nothing. So I would like just a little bit of time, just to like.
Even Candy Crush sounds exciting now. We know.
Yeah, just do something else.
Plants vs. Zombies sounds thrilling.
Yes. Mongshong. I'll take that even.
Yeah, no doubt. So yeah, if you're interested in that, Piccolo was kind enough to leave a link in our Discord on that, and I'll try to remember to add it onto the pinned comments. But I got a chance to look at it a little bit. I haven't looked into it deeply, and like I said, I'd kind of like to reach out to them and ask them if they want to come on and talk about it, and we can kind of promote it and everything. It really, from what I saw, it looked really cool. That it was kind of like a depository of different challenges and stuff, which is cool because sometimes that's the fun part, is finding something different to do. Long lungs, like doing Piccolo's hand luggage challenge has been quite an event to play.
Yeah.
Wandering Firekeeper is saying that he's been playing Stardew Valley. I think a lot of the Long Dark community does that. I see a lot of people playing that. I have yet to play it. That's like one of those ones that scares me because it will suck me in like a tornado.
It's great, Kirk. It's just like this chill game. Like you don't really got to think about it. You just run around and do like it's nice. No pressure.
I'm afraid of those. I still I bought Red Dead Redemption back in the July sale. I still have not loaded it.
Oh gosh.
Yes, I've been so afraid of. I need time. I gotta find the time.
Yeah. Well, I wanna try No Man's Sky. I know they just came out with another really big update, and I have yet to try it at all. But it looks super cool. So, you can like build your own ships now and stuff. And I really want to try it, but I'm like, man, if I start this,
Yeah,
I'm gonna get sucked in. So
Toasty's
I feel
asking me
it.
first or second game. First or second game to what? Toasty, I'm sorry, I'm not. I'm trying to keep up with chat, but it's blowing by me faster. Oh, Fallout Shelter. He mentions Fallout Shelter on the phone. I played that really hot and heavy when it first came out.
Yeah, same here.
Oh, Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm sorry. I have been told by you and by Jitwire that I must get this game and play it, and I have the game now. I bought it during the Steam sales in July, and I haven't even loaded the game because I just have not had time. I'm finally on the other side of work's big project that was on the 21st, and so we're finally got that behind us, and that'll help a lot with things going forward as far as time. I spent a lot of time doing that at work. And then the other thing too, and this will tie into what we're talking about later too, is that we're getting into the time change where everybody else is going to fall back, and I gain an hour to both to Toasty and Jitwire. So instead of 2 to 3 hours, it'll be 1 to 2 hours, and it also kind of help. It also help a little bit too for some of the other things we do.
Absolutely.
In fact, we need to reach out to Piccolo to have her on this show now that she is a big-time streamer over on Twitch.
Yeah.
Which, if you did not know that, you should go over there and check her out when she's doing her thing. She's got her VODs up on YouTube as well, but she needs to now be a guest, not just a person on the in the chat room. So she needs to come in and chime in on her experiences of becoming a streamer.
Yep.
Faye saying to Red Dead, it turns out you can't ride a horse, steer, or shoot a gun. Oh, and Toasty's on my time right now because where he's at.
Oh, gotcha. Well, you're in Mexico, right, Toasty?
Yeah,
that's what you said earlier. Yeah.
Probably about 500 miles south of me right now.
Nice.
And Dank Matter, hello, welcome in.
Hey, welcome.
Just discovered your channel. Love the TLD focused content. Just over 280 hours clocked without torching Blackrock, Ash, or Timberwolf Mountain, or any of the far territories. It's hard watching TLD content without running into spoilers. That is true. Yeah, that is true. If you're a person that doesn't like spoilers, I completely understand that. Yeah. But welcome in. Thank you for finding us and being a part of that. Hello, Grape Nut. So good to see you.
Hey, Grape Nut.
Yeah, normally we do shows, and if you go back and look at our catalog of deals, we'll usually have guests on, or we'll have a theme and all that stuff. And we'll get back to having themes and all that stuff. We've run into some hiccups here with the Jitwire and moving and some other things that we'll talk about in a bit. But yeah, But anyway, no, Dank Manor, welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That's really appreciate it. Really nice to hear. Some of our videos, we do talk about spoilery kind of things, but we do try to give a warning before we go into any of that for like tales or anything like that. So yeah, just keep an ear out because we do try to announce it.
Yeah, we don't necessarily want to be spoilers, but just kind of an open thing to you. It's like with everybody that that's talking here in chat, and most of the people that do content creations and stuff like that. Any kind of questions you ever have about why you can't do X or whatever, the community is so open about answering questions, no matter how simple they may sound.
Yeah, exactly. Have a fantastic community around the game, and especially in our chat, I'm gonna.
Yeah, anybody that's got questions, we try to answer. In fact, we do a monthly show just based on that, where we do a Q&A. So we invite people to come in and ask questions, and if we don't have the answers, sometimes the community has it. I mean, you've got just right now with Pickle and Grape Nut and Toasty Bits, they're all content creators too, and they all have great experiences and what have you, and that. And I take that back. Wandering Firekeeper also here, so
Yes.
yeah. So we got a lot of people that are actual content creators as well in here, and so there's a plethora of information, and what we don't know as a collective group, we probably know somebody that does. So because we got affiliations with a lot of other people in the community, so.
But also totally understand if you just want to try and figure it out yourself too. I'm like that myself. Like I want to figure it out on my own. So yeah. Either way, all welcome. And great to have you here.
And then his response, Dank Banner's saying, "No worries, I bought the game years ago, played the crap out of it before setting it aside, just picking it up again a few weeks back. And it's practically a new game." And that is true with all the additions and all the, especially if you get the DLC and the updates and the visuals. It's, yeah. And it's endlessly replayable because of all the challenges out there. That's what I love about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's endlessly replayable kind of regardless. I mean, the challenges help, but I mean, I can boot up a stalker run and pick a random spawn or spawn somewhere else. And yeah, some of the loot is still in some of the same places. So I might know, hey, I need to go here to get this, but it is still kind of a different experience each time.
There is a certain randomization to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And ST Nyland saying the same thing, similar experience to him. He bought the game back in 2014, but picked it up again in June. Played a lot of it over the summer. So yeah, I think even Jitwire has mentioned that too, to some extent.
Yep. Yeah. So I played from the Kickstarter demo all the way up until right after the Moose was released, I think, and then I dropped it and I picked it back up like 2 years ago. At this point, maybe 3. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that happens with a lot of games. I know that I did that recently with like I recently started playing Mass Effect a few months back because I was having some nostalgia on it. I think a lot of people do that. You'll set a game down and you'll go, "Hey, this sounds interesting." I know I watch Toasty Bits do a lot of his live stuff, and he'll do like Fallout stuff, and I'm like, I wonder if I should play Fallout 4 again, that kind of thing. So you watch somebody and you kind of get a nostalgia for it, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think Toasty nails it right here. So for some people, TLD is a seasonal game. Sometimes the seasons are years in length. Yes, I agree.
Yes.
I'm still not done with my seasons yet. I don't feel that I have reached the level that I want to with the game.
Yeah.
I'm getting there. But I'm still got a lot to experience and a lot of stuff to do. My mind had changed over the years. At first, I thought I knew a lot about the game, and then I realized how much I didn't know about the game, and so now I'm trying to be better at the game. But
Well, I think for me, even after that, like even after, becoming a better player and learning more about it, I think I just like to be in the world as well. I think that's what it comes down to for me. Like just walking through the snow, checking out random houses, see what I can find. So
and I think that
that's a part of
circles.
it there.
I think this circles back to those photographs too, because both of those photographs that screenshots were outdoor areas. So there was, it's kind of giving me this flavor of I can't wait to see what they're going to present to us in this world. So that it's going to be this thing of I'm going to go for a virtual walk.
Yep. Hope so. I mean, that may sound boring, but that's one of the things I like about the game is just the atmosphere and just like walking through the world. I think that's one of my favorite parts.
Some of the weather effects and all that. Yeah, there's times when you want to challenge yourself and you want to play and test your, can I defeat this? And then there's times where you're like, I just kind of want to go for, a stroll.
Yeah.
And you have different modes for which you can do that, which is what makes it so much fun. Or you can do a custom game and make it anything you want.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can cheat altogether and put in a dev console and really make it anything you want. Like if you just want it to be clear skies all the time, you can kind of work that in.
Yeah, you really could. Passive wildlife, clear skies, lots of loot. Just go for a walk.
And or you can even go for a fly if you want to play the Superman thing.
That's true too.
So we're about, what, 3/4 through? We're about 45 minutes in, so guess I should start the conversation. I really don't want to start.
Yeah.
I'm going to circle back to what we were talking about at the beginning of the show and why I wanted to leave this towards the end, and what have you. Want to apologize for last week's show being canceled. It was not canceled easily. It was under some very difficult issues. There's also going to be some changes to the schedule. We're probably going to end up having to do a lot more Sunday shows because of what I'm about to tell you. And although when we get into the new time zone thing, we might be able to maybe we can do some late Saturday shows. We can kind of bounce back and forth and see what works best for both Jitwire and I, and how it works out for
all of you,
the audience and everything. So by all means, kind of talk to us about that kind of thing. Hello, the Wig. Welcome in. So anyway, to bring about some transparency in here, and I'm not trying to get everybody's emotions up or anything about this, but I wanted to be transparent. I wanted to explain to y'all why some of these changes are coming about. We really have been very, very good about wanting to do Saturdays, and this is going to affect guests and stuff because it's kind of thrown a bit of a loop for everything. So Jitwire's still trying to get settled, which this also kind of plays into some of that, but it's just more about me than anything else. So anyway, on September 18th, very early in the morning, my wife and I got the news that no parent wants to get, and that our son, our youngest son, my stepson, 22 years of age, had passed away. And family's been in a little bit of a turmoil over this. It was not expected. It was an unexpected thing. It's always 3 o'clock in the morning. And by all means, that's why we canceled the show, because of that. And I reached out to Jitwire, and she agreed. And she's like, we just got to not do the show. And so that's why it got canceled. The other part of this caveat is that the stepson also worked for me. So it's also affecting work as well. And unfortunately, we're open 6 days a week. And this is going to require me to cover some of those shifts and things like that for at least the short term until we can get things ironed out at work. And so that's why we're going to move to the Sunday deal. Like I said, once the time change kicks in, when Jitwire and I are only 2 hours apart, we might be able to do like a Saturday afternoon thing, kind of like we did. I guess a good example would be the one we did with Coral and Thistle not too long ago, a couple months ago. We did a late show, so it'd be about that time frame because we did that after Saturday work deal. So yeah, I didn't want to do this early into the show because I didn't want it to be a bummer for everybody. It's definitely been very hard on the family. Very, like I said, no one wants to get that phone call, especially for parents. Yeah, I know that even just reaching out to Jitwire the morning that it happened was hard. So she's been amazing with guidance and helping. I know she's in the middle of so much of her own problems, and she stepped up and made the post and everything. So I appreciate everything that she's done. I hadn't really spoken to anybody. This is why I've answered to some of you kind of in a very vague way because I haven't made anything too public on that matter. But I wanted to be transparent. I want y'all to understand. I don't want to give up the show. I don't want to take a long period of time off. This is actually good therapy for me. I love doing the show. So with that said, we are probably not going to have a show the weekend of the October 11th, October 12th. Both Jitwire and I have obligations. One of them is to do with this passing. So we're not going to have a show that weekend. So we will have a show next weekend. It will be on Sunday. And then going forward from there, obviously just kind of keep a lookout. I've been trying to post the show schedules everywhere I can. And, what have you. So I don't know what else to say. Thank you, everybody, for the kind words and everything. But like I said, I really felt it was important to be transparent with you guys. You guys have been such great supporters of the channel, and that you didn't think that we were just moving stuff around for silly reasons or what have you. But there's a lot going on right now with both of us, and so we get things settled, and we'll get back into the groove. We'll start working on getting more guests in. This is obviously throwing that into a bit of a loop a little bit. And what have you. So, like I said, didn't really want to start this with this information, this news. Hate ending on this as well, but just wanted everybody to know thank you, and that we will continue. We will keep going. It's not something that I intend to give up on. Enjoy it way too much for that. So anyway,
Yeah.
I've said enough. I'll let Jitwire talk a bit.
Yeah, so a little heavy. But so anyways, again, just a reminder, the weekend of October 11th and 12th, there will be no show. And going forward until further notice, shows will either be on Sunday or they will be late Saturday. Kirk and I will announce them as we, figure out times that work best for both of us. And hopefully it works for you guys too. I know we have a lot of you around the world in different time zones in Europe and Australia and in other places. So we'll also try to keep that in mind because we don't want anyone to feel feel left out or like they can't participate, which is one of the big reasons why we picked this time of the day, because it kind of works for everybody.
Yeah,
But
it does tend to work that well because it's kind of evening time in Europe. It's the
yeah.
afternoon for us, and then early morning um, in the Australian market, Asian area. So yeah,
Yes. So, Piccolo saying we can always check the VODs if needed. Well, thank you so much for that. We really appreciate it. But I mean, we still want you guys to be able to come in and chat too. So yeah, we'll Kirk and I will talk about it amongst ourselves. We'll kind of play it by ear. Just kind of see where we are, and then we'll make a post so that way everyone knows, once we've kind of settled on something, what the schedule is going to be going forward.
yeah. So with that said, yeah, like I said, I've reached out to a couple of people as far as like guests and what have you. I know Pickle's. I'm picking on her because she's in here. We've also asked Tina Bogo too about coming on. I have not reached back out to her, but there's been a couple people I've done some very early reaching out to. We're probably going to pull that back a little bit until Jitwire can get settled and till I get a little bit more time and what have you. But we'll work on that, and we'll do we'll do some more theme stuff. Like I said, we kind of threw this together just a couple days ago, but we felt it was important to come back on and all that. Lil needs to be like our ambassador. She is like knows everybody over on Twitch.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. We need to talk, Lil. We need to talk.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
Tina's one of the early ones that I was watching along with like Wanzan Only and Athenon and that. And I know she's played a lot of different games and what have you, but she's always been a fun one to watch when she's playing TLD. And she essentially agreed to come on to the show. We haven't gotten the calendar lined up. So I know she was busy through September and stuff. And then, of course, so were we. And then, so hopefully we can get something worked out. But I really, really want to get things lined up for us personally. And then we can carry on with the show a little better than what we're doing. But we'll come up with some themes and things to talk about. And we love this thing, just interacting with chat and stuff too. So that part that is so much fun.
Yeah. So I mean, it'll be more like, in the meantime, it'll be more like how it used to be before we're having guests on back to back. It'll be, we'll pick a topic and then we'll all discuss it together. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good way to word it, because for the first 3 months, we didn't really get anybody to come on.
No, like we had Zach on for the very first one, and then. Oh yeah, well no, before we made the channel, it was just you and I talking about random topics with chat.
Yeah. And I called in a really big favor for Zach to launch the channel. So
yes.
But it's always good to have people that are willing to help you, and that's the beautiful thing about the community. And to all of you that are content creators who have been on the show and have participated, our big thank you to all of you for being so supportive of this idea and allowing us this venue to keep this going for as long as we have. So it's a wonderful thing, wonderful thing. So.
Yes. Yeah, I second that, and I don't think I could have said it any better myself. So.
We'll get there one step at a time. Unfortunately, we're going to have, a couple of weeks of some silly things going on, but we'll get there. One bit of note that I will throw out there is that I don't know when, sometime in October, my intentions are to do something I don't get to do a lot, and that is to... I'm going to do some streaming. I have found a mod that is very much the season of October. And so hopefully I will be able to take some time in Saturday afternoons or even Friday evenings or something, and I'll get to do some streaming. So hopefully you guys will pop over to my channel and enjoy that. Probably won't be until about mid-October, but it'll be a very interesting theme for the holiday of Halloween. So I hope everybody will get some time to come over and join me with that. I think that'll be fun. I've played a
Yeah.
little of it, and it is so cool. It is so much fun, and I look forward to sharing it with everybody.
Yeah, that sounds great.
It'll be just a little spooky
Mm-hmm.
in Long Tark tradition.
Yes. Yes. But I guess I'll go ahead and wrap up. I mean, do you have anything to add, Kirk, or chat?
No, I
Anything
think everybody's heard enough from me today.
Yeah.
Again, I appreciate everybody's kind words and all that. Like I said, I'm a big proponent of transparency and honesty and all that stuff. So this is why Jitwire and I talked about this for like a half an hour before we even started the show. So
Mm-hmm.
I obviously can't go into details. I can't say a whole lot, but I just wanted you guys to know the reasons why we had to cancel shows, the reasons why we're making changes is not because anything bad is happening with the show. It's just we've had some bad things happening in real life. And so this way you guys know you're not guessing, there's no rumors, there's no conspiracy, there's just straight up. So
Yeah.
And that's all I have to say, Jitwire.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, everyone, thank you so very much for joining us. We really appreciate it, whether you joined us live or you're watching the recording. And we hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.